Welcome to Fiskl. I'd like to give you a whistle-stop tour of Fiskl. Everything you can do on your laptop, you can also do using the Fiskl iOS and Android apps. So no matter where you are, you'll always have access to the most up-to-date information of your business finances. Here you are seeing the business owner view. Fiskl has different views depending on what permissions you give your team, including your accountant. As a business owner, you have an overview of your financials for your business, for example, profit, income, top expenses. Cash flow is very important as you need to know how much money you have month to month to manage your business. It shows the amount of money coming in and how much money coming out on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. We've added some financial ratios so you can easily identify where you are doing well, as these are shaded in green. You can see how much income you have invoiced for your business, see if you have upcoming invoices, recent activity including who added what to the system, so you know what employees are doing and what are the latest invoice rates per employee. Set from the left menu, invoices which you can very easily create. You can create recurring invoices, so if you charge a business on a regular basis and you have a set amount and some additional amounts which you change month on month, for example, then you can set these to be sent on autopilot, or you can review them before they are sent. You can create quotes, so if you want to give an estimate for projects, e.g. construction, and you would want to estimate how much labour and materials will cost, for example, if you are doing a renovation and you need to buy bricks and assign 4 people, you can issue a quote, and if the client accepts, you can convert it to an invoice and add deposits if needed. Along with invoices, something which is important is expenses. You can track expenses by going here, and you can track future expenses as well, so you have a good view of what your cash is doing for you and also understand what you need to pay in the future. If you work by the hours, for example, lawyers who charge hourly increments and sometimes by minute increments, or other services may charge by the hour or day, i.e. item services, you can track here and then attach it to an invoice. Track mileage. So if you drive your car to a client or you agree that there are transportation costs and you need to calculate the distance based on miles or kilometres, this can be calculated easily by using Google Maps. You can keep a log of products and services. So this is a full catalogue of products, for example, and you can see your product lists along with their associated taxes. Your employees will always have access to the most up-to-date price list. If Fiskl supports your bank, you can connect it here automatically, or otherwise you can easily import into accounting any transactions from your bank account manually. Chart of accounts is where you keep track of your key elements of accounting. Generally, it's a very standard chart of accounts, which can be customized in any language. You can track here, for example, all your bank information. So if you have a Chase account, you can see all the transactions, click here to easily import a statement, and then you can go account by account. You might have heard of debit and credit in accounting. In Fiskl, this is automated to make it easier to understand, especially for non-accountants. Therefore, journal entries have been simplified. So if money is coming in and balance is increasing, then it's a plus transaction. And if money is going out, then it's a minus transaction. This makes it easier for business owners to keep track of expenses and what is happening in their business and can connect invoices and payments. Once you have imported your banking statements into Fiskl, either through banking or your imported bank statements, you'll see they are already instantly moved to accounting, which means that when you go to your reports, the moment you connect to your bank and categorize transactions, you can already see them in the key reports, for example, profit and loss. Here you can see how much profit you are making or if you are making a loss. So it shows you how much money you will have at the end of the day. This is the P&L report, which shows total, amount, summary, and details, accrual or cash. Then you have other reports like sales tax report. So if you are tracking by GST, for example, you'll be able to see your sales tax here, fully calculated, because when you invoice, Fiskl tracks all associated taxes. This flows automatically to the report. So you can see how much GST you owe on goods or different GST on services, for example, on each sales tax. Here's an automated report for GST transactions, for example. The calendar is very much a financial calendar. It keeps track of invoices, payments, quotes, tasks, reminders, and key financial dates and more. In the Clients section, you can keep track of clients and vendors, see their details and invoice directly from here. You can invite your team members, for example, employees, your accountant, or if you have one, an in-house bookkeeper. Here, for example, you can add employees who can only see their own expenses and everything they work on for a client, and they wouldn't see all the confidential full business financials. You can control, as the business owner, what level of permission you give for each team member. You can set up a template or brand for your invoices by going to Templates and Brands. Also, here you can set all your accountings and invoice settings, add your taxes, and you can even group taxes together for automation and speed. So you can also add a new tax in the invoicing. Moving to invoicing, here I've created an invoice. You can control the currency or the language. You can add a new client. Here you can select from over 60 languages or create new languages, and you can modify the invoice name and number. You can choose to add an existing line items, for example, a service. Here you can change the taxes if needed. You can choose whether the tax is included or not. Change the currency just for this invoice. Fiskl supports over 160 currencies. You can add new line items, for example, a new product. Here you add a new product, enter the quantity, the unit, price, rate, and add the tax, which can be created directly from here. If you would like to modify the line items, you can easily edit, duplicate, or delete. Some customers like to pay on a payment schedule basis, i.e. payment is required in 4 instalments. Fiscal will automatically calculate the instalments accordingly, or you can change these manually if you prefer. You can add a deposit and save and review the invoice. In the preview screen, you can control how you send your invoice, add different payment methods, add attachments, choose which brand, and you can send by email or copy the link to send using WhatsApp or any messaging app you have. Here I'd like to show you how the client sees their invoice with a deposit requested and payment schedule. It tells them exactly what they need to pay and when. Once the customer has paid the deposit, the invoice will show as partially paid and then shows when the next payment is due. This was a very high-level demonstration covering the key features in Fiskl. There are more detailed demo videos available in our help guide. If you'd like to find out more about Fiskl, please go to fiskl.com.